Hey, what's up, guys? It's Ripper Jim Live Sports, and I'm back here for another NBA video. So, last night we saw Game 6 Clippers Warriors. This game, even though it was not very close at the end, it was actually tighter than even though the Warriors did go up at many points by upwards of like 24, 25 points. The Clippers did cut the lead down in the second half to 11 points, 14 points. So the game was closer in the second half. But we're going to talk about what was different in this game. The Warriors' defense from the start of the game, even though they went down 18-8, was so drastically different from what you saw earlier in the series. That is all because of Draymond Green. Draymond Green was switching on pick and rolls. Draymond Green was talking. I haven't seen Draymond talk this much on defense in a long time, even though there are different times in the games where he does talk on defense. He was commanding. He was pointing to where people should be. He was calling out rotations. He was rotating himself, getting to spots. He was getting out on shooters. Draymond Green was a complete package last night. His team is 27-0 when he has a triple-double. Last night he got a triple-double, 14 points. I think he had 14 rebounds, 10 assists. He had 4 blocks. So he was pretty much all over the court. And to me, this was one of the main reasons behind Kevin Durant's 50 points. We're going to talk about Kevin Durant in a second. But to me, Draymond Green, him setting the tone defensively pretty much established the whole night that they weren't going to let up until they knew the game was really put away, which was in the last 3 minutes of the game when the starters came out. Draymond Green was on the court. He was commanding. He was telling people where to be. He was just doing what Draymond usually does, which is he's just a defensive. To me, he's one of the top 3 best defensive anchors in the league. His defensive acumen is just so out of this world that it's so hard to replace a guy like him on a roster because you don't want to take away that defensive acumen that he has. Even though his offensive capabilities at times are somewhat limited, and I think it's limited because you don't have to use him as much because you have a Kevin Durant who can go for 50, as you can see on any given night. Not only did he have 50, he had 45 the other game, so he outscored himself. He outdid himself by 5 points. He had 38 points in the first half alone. Kevin Durant is unguardable. We keep talking about James Harden, the type of year that he's had, which has been great. We fail to mention that Kevin Durant can get any shot whenever he wants, wherever he wants, however he wants to get it. I mean, this man is just on a scoring level. To me, not only is he more efficient than James Harden, he doesn't have to take as many shots to get the points that James Harden does. James Harden is a guy who takes a lot more threes than Kevin Durant, and but from the field he shoots a lower percentage, even though he scores 36 points a game. James Harden. Kevin Durant scores 27 a game. James Harden gets his on 44% shooting. KD gets his on 53% shooting. So there's a drastic difference in efficiency here. What I like about Kevin Durant and the team and the Warriors as well is that their ball movement creates very efficient shots from everywhere on the floor. And they can get any shot that they want to because of their passing and getting efficient shots either at the rim from mid-range, because to me, the mid-range shot, even though it's going away, when you have a guy in Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry who are really great mid-range shooters, that is still a great shot to have as an option. Now, they don't use it as much, but they still have it as an option. They have post-entry where you're using the post-up, which is when you're on the blocks, the post-up, the little square stuff under the basket. When you post up, Draymond Green or when DeMarcus Cousins was there, they use that as a guy who can use as a post entry. He can dish out passes to guys around the 3-point line because of the screens that Golden State runs. Golden State has so many more dimensions to their offense, which is why I think in a series against Houston they'll win in 6 because they have many more options and many more alignments to their offense than Houston does, who really just goes 3-point shots and layups. Golden State wants to use every way to score in an offense. They want to use all parts of the floor. They're not limiting themselves to certain parts. Even though you would say that Houston is more efficient because they only score 2 ways, if you're only scoring two ways, you're limiting yourself, even though you would say it's more efficient to score that way. Kevin Durant, mid-range, is unguardable because he puts the ball up above his head. When you're about 6'11", 7 feet, and guys who are like 6'8" below are trying to guard you and trying to block your shot, they're not going to block your shot. It's not going to happen. Because when he puts it above his head, you can pretty much seal it. Because some guys, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, man. I don't know how to explain it. He gets it right here, and it's money. Like, he's just... I think Steve Kerr said it best. He is the ultimate offensive weapon because of his efficiency, because of his size, because of his skill. Because he can dribble, and he can pull up. He can shoot the three. He's a great free throw shooter. He does everything in an offense that you want a guy to do. Not only that, he's a great passer. You saw many times when he was getting double teamed that guys being smart, guys in Draymond Green, guys in Andre Iguodala, who were back cutting to get open shots from Kevin Durant because he's so efficient and because he was scoring so much that they're like, okay, well, we got to double team you. Okay, well, if you double team me, I got some guy cutting to the basket for a back cut. I got an open layup. Their offense to me is that diverse. Him posting up in the mid-range, him posting up on the block. There's so many ways that Kevin Durant has really enhanced his game and made this offense in Golden State so much better. This 50-point game to me has cemented him as the best player in the game because of his efficiency, because of his... He scores so effortlessly that I don't know who to compare him to. Like, I'm trying to think of things to say, and I'm speechless because I don't know what to say. I don't just want to ramble, but it was just so amazing to watch. And I want to talk about Golden State versus Houston because that's the next game's matchup. Just real quick, I talked about Golden State's offense and how they have so many more dimensions. That's going to win them games. What's also going to win them games is if Draymond Green on this level is orchestrating their defense and telling guys where to be and rotating. If they're doing that consistently, Draymond Green is just doing what Draymond Green does. They're getting shots, they're making shots. Houston can't beat them no matter what. Because their shooting acumen, their talent, it's unmatched. And to me, in the end, Golden State is going to win it. As much as you think that there's a weakness in Golden State wants to play Houston as much as Houston wants to play them. Golden State wants to win a championship ultimately, but since Houston believes, and people have kept saying that, had Chris Paul played, you guys want to be champions, Golden State is out to prove that before they win their title. Like, okay, well, let's run it back and let's see if that's true. Let's run this whole thing back. Houston has gotten better. There's no way you can signify that they haven't. But Golden State, no matter what, they seem to find a way. Even when they look, like they're bored, like they're tired, like this end is going to come, to me, no matter what people say, they find a way to rise to the occasion. Last night, I saw that. They rose to the occasion. They really got up for last night's game, and they played. And, well, I like about what Kevon Looney said in an interview for the Warriors last night, their backup power forward, was that, we got punched in the mouth, and, they made us wake up. We was talking about the Clippers. I read an article somewhere, I forgot who wrote it, but he said that it's better right now for the Warriors to get punched early instead of against the Houston team to where they're down 2-0, which I don't think Golden State will let them go down 2-0, even though they have 2 home games first. So there's that point. Golden State getting punched early, having to wake up early, to me, that helps them because then they're going to get up better for Houston. They're going to play better. So that's what I'm going to say about that. I want to thank you guys for listening to this video. That was my take on the Warriors-Clippers game. Real quick, the Clippers, I got to commend them. And I think they're going to have a lot of success in the future. This team showed me a lot of fight. They could have easily just dogged out and said, there's no point in playing. Why play? We're not going to win the series. They played hard. They made Golden State work. They made Golden State wake up and play. Lou Williams, even though he didn't have a good game, he played excellent in this series. Montrezl Harrell played excellent. He's going to have a contract down the line in the summer after this one. Great team. I got to commend them. I respect the Clippers now. I respect them before. Don't get me wrong, but I really respect them after this. So, but thank you guys for listening. That was my take on the game last night. That was my take on the Warriors versus Houston, which I'm going to do a better in-depth better in-depth video on that as we go down the line. But thank you guys for listening. This is it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.